We're not senior citizens. We're high-level basketball players. If we had to play tomorrow, we'd be all right. You train all year for this. So, yeah, this. No disrespect to the senior citizens, by the way. We love our senior citizens. Just throw that out there. But we ain't there yet. We'd be just fine.
Three-time NBA champion Udonis Haslem joins us now on SportsCenter. UD, you heard still young Draymond Green. Given their play-in history with Memphis and Jimmy Butler's injury on Sunday, what are your expectations for the Warriors in this series?
Well, I agree with Draymond 1,000%. They are definitely not senior citizens. Even with Jimmy's injury and Steph's injury, I expect the Golden State Warriors to be firing on all cylinders. They're 3-1 this year against Memphis. The one game they did lose, Steph didn't play well, but I don't expect him to have 2 points again, especially with their backs against the wall in a game that they need to win, must-win game.
I said series, must-win game, like you said. Golden State, by the way, eyeing their 5th title in 11 seasons. Udonis, 20 years for you. In a Miami Heat uniform, your jersey hangs in the Kaseya Center, so we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about them. In the play-in facing the Bulls for the 3rd year in a row, what's the key to getting out of Chicago with a win?
Well, first thing is, the hardest thing to do in this league is beat one team 4 straight times. So, Miami is 0-3 right now against Chicago. Chicago has played well against the Heat, but I think if the Heat can keep Chicago out of transition, don't turn the ball over, make it a half-court game, get it in the mud, and be able to pull it out at the end with their grit and their defense.
Get in the mud, make it an ugly series, and Udonis says Miami has a chance to come away with a win in this game. And for the record, Udonis was 3-1 head-to-head with Miami in the postseason against Chicago. No play-in matchup for the Lakers and the Wolves. They get the benefit of a full series. And from Luka to LeBron and Ant-Man to Julius Randle, this one could be special. Udonis, where is that series going to be won and lost?
I think it's going to be one with Ant-Man. I mean, he's going to give a maximum effort. He's got to be around 30 to 35 points a game. You need help from guys like Julius Randle. You need help from Rudy Gobert. You need Naz Reid to chip in. But I think this really is going to come down to how impactful Ant-Man can be on the offensive end and on the defensive end as well. He's going to have to take the challenge. He's going to have Luka. He's going to have LeBron. And if you remember, a couple years ago, Luka went into Minnesota and put on the show.
Indeed, he did. We started talking about age. Maybe we're ending with the younger Minnesota Timberwolves coming out on top. UD, hang tight, because there was a major shakeup again in Phoenix. We want to get your perspective on what's to come for the Suns.
Yeah, it's been a bad month for NBA head coaches named Michael who have won titles. Last week was Michael Malone getting fired. Today it was Mike Budenholzer. The Suns signed him last offseason to a 5-year, $50 million deal. Phoenix had the largest payroll in team history, but failed to even make the play-in. Sources say Budenholzer had trouble connecting with the team, starting with one of its best players, Devin Booker, and going down through the roster. Hopes were high in Phoenix entering the season, a win total of 48.5, 5th highest in the West. The reality was a 36-win season, including a 3-17 mark in games without Kevin Durant. The Suns had 20-1 odds to win the title, shorter than the likes of Cleveland, Houston, and the Lakers, and they didn't get close. So for the 3rd straight offseason, the Suns will be looking for a coach, and there could be a roster overhaul as well. Udonis, from your perspective, what's going to happen here in Phoenix with the Suns' big three?
Well, I know a little something about big threes, and the one thing I do know about a big three is when you put a big three together, you put that together to win championships. You have championship expectations. You don't want to go out in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. You want to be in the championship. Based on the way this went, you have to blow this team up. You have to start from scratch. You have to go out and see what you can get in the market for Kevin Durant, what you can get for Bradley Beal, and you build around your superstar in Devin Booker.
Yeah, all big threes are not created equal. The Suns 19-18 this season, basically a 500 team with their big three. That doesn't cut it. Udonis with his thoughts as some teams get ready for the playoffs and others start working on next season.
David, like New Orleans, where major change is coming. The Pelicans fired Executive VP David Griffin Monday after 6 seasons. The Pels 54 games under 500 during his tenure, including just 2 postseason appearances. According to our Shams Charania, Hall of Famer Joe Dumars is expected to finalize a deal to take over the day-to-day operations. That could be by week's end. Griffin's tenure was tied to Zion Williamson, whom New Orleans drafted the same season Griffin's tenure began. Zion played in just 45% of the Pels games since being taken first overall. And in
2004, my daughter was born, but that's not really germane to the highlight. No, on this day, Kobe achieved maximum Mamba. Final game of the regular season, Lakers trying to get the 2 seed. The Blazers stood in the way. Lakers down 3, last seconds. And Kobe Bryant somehow hits that shot. Up fake, and then just sort of corkscrews his body and flings it towards the basket, and it goes down. Unbelievable shot. That forces overtime. We fast forward to the second overtime. 1 second on the clock. Kobe, catch, shoot, splash. What a finish in Portland. Kobe Bryant hits the miracle shot at the end of regulation, and then with no time on the clock in the second overtime, he does it again, finished with 37 points. Lakers win it 105-104.
21 years ago, and with that, happy birthday to Mara. With Mara's dad.
Yes.
I'm Kevin Connors, 3-time NBA champion from the NBA, is going to join us to talk in the play-in tournament. That's Udonis Haslem. It begins tomorrow, but the W was front and center tonight.
And it's a W for the Dallas Wings because they just drafted a generational talent. With the first overall pick in this year's WNBA draft, the Dallas Wings select Paige Bueckers, guard out of Connecticut. Bueckers won a national title 8 days ago, and now she is the first overall pick. Up there with the commissioner, showing off her uni. Following Bueckers, the teenager from France is Dominique Malonga, who went number 2 to the Seattle Storm. Malonga, the 6th international player drafted in the top 2 of the draft, the first since 2021. And then Sonia Citron of Notre Dame went 3rd overall to the Washington Mystics. Citron, the first Notre Dame player drafted in the first round since 2019. Here's some other notable picks. At 4, the Mystics, who had 3 of the top 6 picks, took USC's Kiki Iriafen. The Golden State Valkyries made their first selection in franchise history, taking Yuste Yosite with the 5th pick. And then at 11, Haley Van Lith was taken by the Sky. She'll join former LSU teammate Angel Reese in Chicago. Here is tonight's first overall pick.
I mean, you don't ever want to assume anything in life. Nothing is guaranteed. So for this moment to be here and it actually happened, it's nerve-wracking. You just have a level of excitement, nervousness, bittersweet feeling knowing that my journey at UConn's over, but excited for the next one to begin. So I'm coming in and wanting to give everything I have to that organization. There's a new GM, there's a new coach, new assistant coach, a whole new team. So we're excited for that new fresh start. I mean, it's not a rebuild, it's just a build from where we are. We're excited for the future, and we only think the best is ahead.
Andrea Carter joins us now from draft headquarters in New York. Andrea, very little mystery about who was going to go number 1. We knew it was going to be Paige Bueckers. I guess the question and what remains to be seen is just how bright will her star shine in the WNBA? What's her ceiling? How good is she going to be?
You can expect greatness from Paige Bueckers. You use the word good. I use the word great. When you talk about someone that could be an MVP, an all-star, that impactful of a player, that is who Paige Bueckers is. That's who she's always been. Her efficiency, the way she elevates her teammates around her, the way she plays the game. There is so much ahead of Paige Bueckers through what we hope is a very long career filled with greatness and so much success. So, Rookie of the Year, you could name it. There are so many accolades in Paige Bueckers' future that she now gets to work for as a professional at Dallas.
Bueckers, just the 6th player to go number 1 overall and win a national championship in the same year. At number 2, the 6'6" teenager from France, Dominique Malonga. There's been some rough parallels drawn with Victor Wembanyama. I mean, she does have some of his game. What do you think of her game and how it translates to the W?
I'm so excited to watch Dominique Malonga. You talk about a player that is 6'6". She can dunk effortlessly. She has the skills of a guard. She can catch the ball in the wing, put it on the floor, not just attack in a straight line, but manipulate and move around the defense with finesse. She is